Hello, today we are going to study trigonometry of class 10. So, what will we study in trigonometry? In trigonometry, we will study about right angle triangle, right? So, if we listen the name of right angle triangle, the first thing that comes in our mind is Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem. And what the Pythagoras theorem says, that is, the square of hypotenuse is always equal to the square of perpendicular plus the square of base. Right? So the side which is in front of right angle is known as hypotenuse, and this one is perpendicular and this one is base. So what is the use of Pythagoras theorem? The use of Pythagoras theorem is when we know the two sides of any right angle triangle, we are able to calculate the third one. When we know the perpendicular and hypotenuse, then we are able to calculate base, and if we know the hypotenuse and perpendicular, we are able to calculate base. When you know perpendicular and base, we are able to calculate hypotenuse, and when we know the hypotenuse and base, then we are able to calculate perpendicular, right? So the use of Pythagoras theorem is we are able to calculate the third side if we know the two sides, right? In Pythagoras theorem, we are not interested in these angles, this one and this one, but in trigonometry we are interested in these angles also, right? One more important thing is the perpendicular. The hypotenuse is fixed. The sides which is in front of right angle is known as hypotenuse. But perpendicular is that sides. When we consider this angle, then the sides which is in front of the angle which we have considered is known as perpendicular. Right? When we consider this angle, then this one is perpendicular. When we consider this angle, then this one is perpendicular. Right? So the perpendicular is that side which is in front of the angle which we have considered. Right? And the remaining one is base. So this is right angle triangle, and this is hypotenuse because this side is in front of right angle, right? And if we consider this angle, then this is perpendicular and the remaining one is base, right? In Pythagoras, what we have calculate, if we know the two sides, then we are able to calculate the third one. In trigonometry, we are if we know the one side and one angle, we are able to calculate another two sides, right? Now, for example, this is the right angle triangle, this is 90, so this is hypotenuse when we consider this angle. So in any right angle triangle, we know the hypotenuse and this angle, we are able to calculate this side and this side, that means perpendicular and base. Same way, if we know this angle and the perpendicular, we are able to calculate the hypotenuse and base. Same way, if we know this is theta, so this is perpendicular and this is 90 degrees, so this is hypotenuse, right? If we know the base and this angle, if we know the base and this angle, this is the hypotenuse and this is perpendicular. If we know the base and this angle, we are able to calculate this hypotenuse and this perpendicular, right? So in trigonometry, we will study six ratio, that is sine, theta, cos, theta, sine, cos, tan theta, then cosec theta, then sec theta, and cot theta. These six are the trigonometry ratio. Trigonometry ratio. So here it is ratio. So ratio of what? Right. So this is the ratio of sides, any two sides of any right angle triangle. So this is right angle triangle. If we consider this one is theta, so this one is perpendicular, this one is hypotenuse, and this one is base. Right. So from three sides of right angle triangle, we can make six ratio. That is perpendicular upon hypotenuse, base upon hypotenuse, perpendicular upon base, and hypotenuse upon perpendicular, then hypotenuse upon base, and base upon perpendicular. These are the six ratio we can make from three sides of any right angle triangle. So the ratio of perpendicular and hypotenuse is known as sine theta. Right? The ratio of base and hypotenuse of any right angle triangle is known as cos theta. The ratio of perpendicular and base of any right angle triangle is known as tan theta. The ratio of hypotenuse and perpendicular of any right angle triangle is known as cosec theta, right? And the ratio of hypotenuse and base is known as sec theta, and the ratio of base and perpendicular is known as cot theta, right? So these are the six ratio we will use in trigonometry, right? And that is sine theta is what? Sine theta is the ratio of perpendicular and hypotenuse of right angle triangle. And what is the cos theta? Cos theta is the ratio of base and hypotenuse of the right angle triangle which we have considered here. So what is tan theta? Tan theta is the ratio of perpendicular and base of the right angle triangle. Cosec theta is the ratio of hypotenuse and perpendicular of right angle triangle, and sec theta is the ratio of hypotenuse and base. Cot theta is the ratio of base and perpendicular. So there is a trick to remember the ratio, that is Pakistan Bekar Para upon Hindustan Hara Bhara. This one is sine, cos, tan, cosec, sec, and cot. The ratio of P by H is known as sine theta, the ratio of B by H is known as cos theta, and the ratio of P by B is known as tan theta. Cosec theta is H by P, sec theta is H by B, and cot theta is B by B. So these are the tricks to remember this ratio, that is Pakistan Bekar Para upon Hindustan Hara Bhara. Thank you.